What's up, guys? In the last video, we brought home our new to us half-ton Chevy, and we spent all day cleaning this thing. It was absolutely disgusting. We got it cleaned up, made it so much easier to work with. And now that we've done that, we're ready to actually start doing some of the mechanical stuff on this truck. And guys, this is a 31-year-old pickup. Okay, I don't know the kind of maintenance history on this. I don't know what anybody's done to this. I don't know if they did it correctly. It's always a good idea to assume that if you haven't done the maintenance on it, it hasn't been done. Don't rely on what the Facebook Marketplace seller tells you they did to the truck. So we're gonna start doing some basic maintenance to this thing. Let's get to it. The very first thing that we're gonna be doing is just a basic oil change. I don't know when the last time the oil was replaced on this thing. I don't know what kind of oil they use. So we're just gonna start fresh. And I'm gonna use this Valvoline Restore and Protect. And guys, I swear by this stuff. I run it in every single one of my vehicles, regardless of mileage. It's supposed to remove up to 100% of carbon, sedimentation, deposits, everything in your valve train, and make it look brand new. This is gonna really help protect the longevity of the engine. This is a really good motor, but we wanna make sure it stays that way. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, let's go ahead and crack this and see if we can get an expert pull here. I don't know what this oil is gonna look like. Have faith. Look at that. Yeah, it looks pretty dark, but probably not gonna see any metal shavings or anything like that. This looks fine. I'm not super worried about this. Okay, that oil is finishing draining, and guys, here's the filter. It's a Fram filter, and if you don't know, these filters are kind of junk, so it just proves the point that if you haven't done the maintenance on your truck, go ahead and do it, because you don't know what the last guy did. Okay guys, so two things happened. For starters, that crap Fram filter has been on there for years. It is so stuck, so I'm gonna go get some sockets to get it off. Additionally, found out the kid at O'Reilly sold me the wrong filter. Of course. What year is it? Anyway, I gotta go back to the parts store to get both of those things. We'll be back. Now that sucker was on there, but we did get the old one off. Let's go ahead and christen our new filter. And guys, you don't need to fill this up, but you do want to put just a little bit of oil in it and make sure that you run a little ring around the top. So that way you make sure that you get a really good seal. That should be good. And just dip your finger in there, run it right around that gasket. There we go. Okay, so based on the spec of everything, when I pulled it, I torqued the drain plug and filter down to, I don't know, a grillion foot-pounds. Regardless, we're ready to go ahead and pour the oil in. Let's get to it. All right, now that we're all filled up, we do want to fire up the truck, let that oil circulate. We're gonna spot check around the drain plug and the filter and make sure that we're not dumping oil everywhere. Let's check it out. Good, let's check it out. I don't see any leaks that weren't there before. Okay guys, the last step for any oil change, and this is very important, when you have your leftover oil, you want to very quickly find the nearest body of water to get rid of it. Okay guys, the next thing that we're gonna do is our rear diff cover, and we're gonna do this because it's leaking, but the added benefit is that this is an often overlooked maintenance item, and if your rear diff were to fail, you have to change out the entire rear differential, and that's no fun. So we're gonna take the rear diff cover off, paint it, then we're gonna reseal it, then fill it up with fresh fluid. Let's go. Okay guys, so this diff cover, we're gonna take off all these bolts. It unfortunately doesn't have a drain plug, so I did crack the fill plug on the other side so we can get ventilation. And these are just caked up in old fluid and dirt and grime and road grease. So I'm just gonna kind of break these all loose in a star pattern. And then we're going to, oh man, that one was tight. Then we're gonna go ahead and drain this out into the pan. Okay, now I'm gonna hit the bottom once. And we're gonna crack this open from the bottom. So that way, we can get this thing drained. Okay, this should be ready to break free, and it's going to be messy. So let's see how we do. Alright, this is about to break loose. Just want to get it enough so the fluid can drain, so it doesn't spill everywhere. That's why we left these top bolts in. Look at all that fluid. It's pretty dark. Guys, just based on what I know about this truck, I imagine this hasn't been changed in a long time, so really good that we're going to go ahead and do this. There's our rear diff, and a bunch of brake clean came with the truck, so I don't feel bad about using the whole can on this. The rear diff looks pretty good. I'm not super worried about this. These are pretty strong as is. We'll be able to find out our gear ratio when we come back, but let's go ahead and address this cover first. Okay guys, that was an absolute nightmare. I spent literally hours sanding with 60 grit sandpaper. We didn't even get it all the way off. We had to get the majority of this dirt off so not too much stays under the paint. Then we got the gasket on the backside. There's a ton of pitting on this, but I think it should be okay with RTV. We're gonna go ahead and slap some coat on the cover and then go ahead and get this ready to get back on the truck. Okay, so the next thing that we have to do is clean off the mating surface right here. That way we can have a really smooth surface free of debris when we seal our new cover, and that's going to help us prevent future leaks. So we're taking a razor blade and we're just going to get off as much as we can here. Thankfully, most of the gasket actually came off with the cover, so I got to take that off inside as opposed to being underneath the truck. But it looks like a lot of this is coming pretty easy. When you're doing this, guys, we are dropping stuff right onto the gears. So we're gonna wanna hit this with brake clean again before we put the cover back on. right, guys, there you have it. We're gonna go ahead and let that dry for 24 to 36 hours. We're gonna fill it up with brand new gear oil, and we're gonna be good to go. Another long day working on this truck. Got a little bit done today, but at the end of the day, made this thing a whole lot more drivable. Did some very important things to it. So if you wanna see the build continue, we're about to do some really cool stuff. Hit that subscribe. Thanks.